Hello, my name is FRANCESFOX, and I am trained in remote viewing and all of the psychic skills. I've been working with these skills since I was a child. And I remember when I was 5 years old that I wanted to say to people, listen, listen, listen. You need to know this information since I was 5 years old. And of course, nobody listened to me at that point. At that point, I was caught up in a military program for mind expansion. Um, and they only wanted to listen to the answers that they asked the questions to. So, but one of the things they did teach me, I'm remembering now, is you need to bring back the answer to the question that we would have asked if we had known. So, what are we doing here today? We're on Monday through Friday at 7 in English, but a lot of my followers that don't know English do come into the chat and contribute and do the mantras with us because it makes their day easier. So we're going to address the issue in the other dimensions, which is where reality is created. Initially, it was going to be the issue of peace and prosperity in the midst of chaos. I'm putting chaos in the front of the sentence now. It's chaos, peace, and prosperity. We need to address the chaos in order to be able to direct our attention to the peace and to the prosperity. We start this event reducing what needs to be reduced first in order to be able to actually focus on a good creation. On planet Earth, intention creates reality. Everything that is out there, we created one way or another. We created it. And we can recreate it, and we can have our new creations be much more positive. For that, the materials, the elements that we use for creation need to be positive. That includes conversations, sensations, images, thoughts, reactions. And images and conversation is almost what is making it impossible to create a good reality, because we get so many negative images in however it is that we take in information, from television to internet to the social media, etc., that it totally overwhelms the other images that we have that could be the basis for our new creations or recreations. So one of the issues that you have is to become responsible for the images that you allow into your mind, the conversations that the information that you allow to come in auditory, because that ends up being in your library where that information is used for creation. So if everything that you're seeing is negative, it will be very difficult for you to create something that is positive. So we need to move away the negative to start out with. We're going to do a purification mantra that's like a vacuum cleaner. I would like for you to self-assess yourself now from 1 to 10. How do you feel? 1 is great, and 1 is horrible, and 10 is great. You'll notice that the light keeps changing. That's actually my radiating aura that keeps changing. I am unstable because we are in the middle of a frequency shift. All of our auras are unstable. Mine seems to emanate more light or dark than most people's. So you'll see it changing, and nothing in this room is changing. And this happens a lot with me. So, and if I say something that's really great, but it's somebody else's opinion that it's great, then there's a lot more light. Like right now, there's a lot of light. You do the same thing. It may be less, and maybe you can't see it yet, but you'll be able to see it soon enough. So the first mantra, we have to push away your depression and that secret lack of vitality for life, which is really a not wanting to live. And it may be transferred from your mother, who's old and not happy, or from your coworker, or from your wife, or from a kid who's not doing at school, or somebody who just lost their girlfriend. Doesn't matter. I remember once finishing a phone call with somebody who was hysterical with rage over something. And she called me. I talked to her. By the end of the call, she said, I'm so much calmer. Thank you. I hung up the phone. I was in a rage. Whatever spirit she had attached that was pushing her to that level of rage, she released it. And law of attraction, I must have been cranky without really being aware of it, and it attached to me. So the energy moves really quickly, transfers from one person to another, from one country to another. When we started the war in Iraq and I drew the United States, it was a massive depression, and it came from Iraq. And of course, the people in Iraq were paying attention to the United States because basically we were the people doing the invasion. I don't care what the excuse was. We were the people doing the invasion. So the Buddha said, until the last person is well, we're all going to be sick. So let's address the negative first, because that is what makes sense. So we're going to have a Mantrista music video that we had done that purifies and stimulates the energy center called the solar plexus, which is called the garbage can of emotions, which is where human personal power is. So we're going to use that video. And for 10 minutes, we're going to be doing, give me 1 second to put up the video. And we're going to be doing this mantra for 10 minutes. The mantra is repeated in silence. And you expel your breath through your mouth. So this is frozen. Okay, there. I'm going to go ahead and move it. Nope. This froze. Can you believe that? Yes, I believe it. There we go. Nope. Okay, give me a second. Now I can, there. I just got it off. There we go. No. Okay, I'm going to have to do it by hand because it is frozen. My text edit is frozen. So let's go. Give me 1 second more. Let me try one more thing. We got a very unusual, as I'm doing this, I am going to write it. Let's see if I can get Estella to write it for me. Even though I hate, my heart is broken, and I want to die, I love in myself. So it's, oh, here, this is working. Repeat. I can do it. Repeat in silence. Okay, here's the mantra. There's the music. I'll put it on in 1 second. 2 feet on the floor. You can do the hand in the Apana Mudra, which wakes up the energy centers that includes the solar plexus, garbage can of emotions, which is where a lot of this energy is. This particular mantra is the mantra for 2024. It deals with the major issues of this year, a lack of vitality for life because everything is just feels so hopeless, helpless, etc. A lot of anger because of all the unfair things that are going on, and a broken heart. And we found that this mantra, and we didn't have the last line, which is I want to die, was an incredible protection against the plague. The plague, we don't use the words that are used in media. It was an incredible protection against the plague because it works with repairing your heart center, which is where the plague can take hold and cause health issues. So you might want to continue to do it even if you're not here with us. So let's go ahead and do 10 minutes. You already assessed yourself from 1 to 10. We'll put very quickly on the golden white dress. And there you go. What shade do you see it? You just have to document it within your own head. And we'll do 10. So, when we started, your mind strings, of which you have 72,000 that extend from the fundamental structure of the universe that overlays your spine, they were all down. Depression. And then you had the spiraling of the red energy. Yesterday, you had the red energy down to here. So today, we're much better having to do with repressed rage. But then, right at the tail end of this, look how the mind streams start to go up, which is really, really good. And we're not seeing the red. So I think today we're better. I think it has to do with the fact that we're a day or two away from that bridge collapse, which I think shook us all up, and other things. For whatever reason, we're much better today. So I have the next mantra that we're going to do for 20 minutes, which is the mantra for creating peace and prosperity in the midst of chaos, which is where we're at. So I'm changing the music therapy to be appropriate for that, which is the trilling. And trilling is the sound of those strings that were down, the ones that basically portray or are your mood. When you lift the strings, you get lifted up, you feel better. When the strings are down, you feel down. When you feel up, it's because those strings are up. So this particular music is centered around the frequency of trilling, which is the sound of the mind strings. So it's very, very good for them. And I sleep with, we have a 10-hour version on our YouTube channel, FRANCESFOX Reveals, trilling. We have a 2-hour and then a 10-hour. I sleep with it all night long. I get actually insecure if I don't put it on, because when your strings are fine, you are fine. And a lot of stuff goes down at night that's not good from the other dimensions. So having it very good. Okay, I just drew you. This is gold that's coming off of all of you. I'm going to put a link on tomorrow because I don't have it, of somebody that wrote extensively about the April 8th eclipse, but she has a wide lens, or they have a wide lens, and they talk about how incredibly wonderful it's going to be because it's going to collapse things that have been very bad for us. We're stuck in the collapse stage, not happy. Everything's in a state of destruction. Yes, but we didn't like the way it was going anyway. But I like to be appropriate. On December 20th, I told you yesterday, I had a panic attack and I had to stop what I was doing. And my body, my energy bodies could feel that there was a new fault line that had just formed under New York City due to the emotional dishonesty of New Yorkers about what happened on 9/11. They went into compassion instead of anger. Right now, I can feel a volcanic eruption. I was sketching you and I put these words, volcanic eruption, someplace on the planet underneath the surface. There is a bubbling and I believe it's going to happen, not just a potential, but I believe it's going to happen, a volcanic eruption. So we could do something interesting here. It's always important to be contextually appropriate. It's what I like about the Buddha. He said, don't document anything I said because it might not be contextually appropriate. Is it contextually appropriate to be doing a mantra for miraculous peace and prosperity if there can be a volcanic eruption that's going to affect us? There are lots of volcanic eruptions that are in places that don't really affect practically anybody. So what we're going to do is be appropriate, and we're going to change the mantra, and we're going to change the music therapy video to reduce. And your intention, and don't tell me, oh, I don't know how to do that. Your intention creates reality. If your kid is underneath a car from an accident, you don't start thinking about whether you can pick up the car, how many pounds it can be, how long it'll take for the police to get there. You just simply do it. Okay. So right now, I want you simply to do it. The mantra is going to be, please God help us with our intention to purify the fire, because a volcano is due to an excess of fire. So the mantra is, please help us with our intention to miraculously purify the fire. We don't know where the fire is. You don't know where the fire is. That is the power of intention. You don't need to know. You just have to intend that you're going to reduce the fire wherever it is that my body is feeling that there is an eruption that's right there. I don't know if it's going to break through, but it's enough to where I pick it up. So here's the mantra. Nope, here's the mantra. And I'm going to put on the appropriate music, which reduces fire with glaciers and cold water cascading down, etc. Right here. Okay? And just have the intention of going underneath the earth where that movement of lava is happening right now. Okay? And repeat the mantra, and you may be able to see and feel things, even if you've never felt or seen before, because I have the power of induction, which means that I can take you places that you wouldn't be able to get to before, unless you had a lot of training. Here we go. I don't know what's going on, but there is an awful lot now of fire underneath us. This was the fire, the eruption that I felt. And it's happened before, and I was accurate, which is why I dared to share. But now it's underneath us, so I don't know quite what's going on. But let's go ahead and go back to the peace mantra. Um, And hopefully we won't have any news of anything volcanic. Here's the mantra, and I will go back and find the trilling music. Here we go. I do believe something very big is happening right now because I'm on a second floor, and from the floor are shooting up big red triangles. And it feels it's not moving physically. I'm in Florida. There are no earthquakes here. We did have 4,000 electrical lightning strikes in 15 minutes off the coast of Florida. So something's going on here. But right now, there's something really big. And right now, what I can see is a huge gold ball underneath us that's underneath that red. That gold ball would usually be said to be the Kundalini of the earth. It is said that when God put us on the planet, he put his energy also inside of us. And that energy is called Kundalini, and it's in the base of our spine. And when it's time for us to go back home, that energy of Kundalini is activated. It is symbolized by a serpent that's twisted around 3.5 times and with the head up. And you do Kundalini yoga and other things, but definitely it is active in these days. But there is definitely something going on with the planet right this minute. And I think that we should go back to the first mantra, which has to do with us as individuals. Even though I hate, my heart is broken, and I want to die, because purifying those things raises your frequency. When your frequency is raised, then the bad stuff happens. The frequency is raised, you end up on the 10th floor, and the bad stuff is happening on the 6th floor, and it doesn't get to you. That might be the easiest way to kind of give it to you symbolically. So I want to go back to that first mantra. Let's take care of ourselves, which is what you're supposed to do when there's a crisis. You're supposed to take care of yourself, and then you reach out and you help to take care of others. And the text edit box is, of course, not to be found. Okay. This is the Mantrist mantra for this year, but I'm doing it because when there's a crisis, this is the mantra that we recommend. This is the one that helps to stabilize us, so that we can deal with whatever it is that is going on. And I'm going to leave the same trilling music. Okay, so we're going to do this for another 20 minutes. No, another 10 minutes is what we have. And let's keep going. Okay. I have got to tell you what I see because it's just doesn't make any sense to pretend that there's nothing happening. Isn't there something big going on in New York right now? Did I read that Trump said that tonight something really big was going to happen? Well, I think something really big is happening, except I think what it is there's a movement in that fault line that I talked about yesterday. And I wasn't referring to anything happening to it today, but as an example of what could happen if we don't take care of our negative emotions. But I think there must be something happening today, now in New York, because I'm seeing that fault line all of a sudden, and it's like when you get a can opener or like a bottle opener, and it's got a part of it that's a point, and you're trying to open something and it's not opening. So you get that and you start to pry it open. Something is prying open that fault line under New York City right now, this minute. And that is why we have all of this going on. We have the rage coming up in triangles, which then we have these brown, which would be like earthquakes. This is the Kundalini, and one heck of a confused human being. The parts of us that can feel this, that in my case, I'm very in touch and in tune with the natural forces of the planet. Not quite sure where to go with this. But certainly, why don't we go ahead and do a visualization? And it's New York, absolutely a visual. I'm going to put on the music again with the glaciers, and we're going to go ahead, if you like, to continue here, because it doesn't, other than that, it doesn't really, for me, does not make any sense, because we're not addressing the really big emergency that we have right now. Now, that fault line in New York, I diagnosed it in 9/20, and there was not an earthquake till 10/20, which was 4 weeks. So there may be nothing happening on the physical dimension now, but today is the 28th, maybe the 28th of April. Between now and then, between now and 6 weeks from now, which would be like already into May. So let's go ahead. Here's the, just do a visualization. And I'll put in the Telegram, which is I trust. It should be everything that you said. I Okay. This is what's happening right now as we are here. Got it? There's a breaking of the Earth's crust. And again, I had this happen in 2001, 9 days after 9/11. I documented, I said it on Spanish television, I put it on my website. And 4 weeks after 9/20, which was the day I had the panic attack, because there was a new break in the crust of the Earth, 4 weeks after, which is what I said, 4 to 6 weeks, there was an earthquake epicenter, New York. This is that same fault line. It's getting bigger. It's getting pulled apart. And I don't think we'll have any evidence of it today other than people becoming a lot more nervous in that area because people do feel these natural happenings in their energy bodies. But here it is documented, and the other stuff that I documented a year and a half ago about Texas and about New York being a portal to hell, etc., all of that has become true, and I've watched myself through the years. So I think that we are in deep trouble. I think that the help that we can do is to cool down that area. And you can cool it down with just visualizing that there are glaciers there, cubes of ice. You can visualize that area very small. Put it underneath the cascading water of this video or just in your mind. That is how we do healings. When a healer says, I'm going to give you a healing, and then they just stand there or they close their eyes just standing there and then they go, okay, I did it. They are doing a visualization. You can do it also. The more people that do it, the more effective it's going to be. And you don't have to actually believe. You just have to intend. I think we're in deep trouble. I think that because of the fact that I was accurate 2 years ago, no, in 2001, this should be accurate also. It's in the middle of one of my chats. I'm generally very disciplined. I'm not that organized, but I'm very disciplined. And I wouldn't interrupt a chat for something that would not be unimportant because that's just not my style. So the dolphins did tell us a week ago that on the 27th is when chaos would break out on the planet. Today's the 28th. And it certainly is breaking out, breaking down. So we will be back here again tomorrow. And we start tonight to do something we did 3 years ago. We went to all of the Latin American countries, plus the United States and Canada. We did Spain also. I think we did Russia also. I don't remember. And we went and we found what would be the root cause of additional of violence in those countries. And there was only one country where we told we could not enter because it was not, it was just too much. And that was Bolivia. It was very interesting. A tremendous portal to darkness. And tonight we are going to start with 3 countries, Venezuela, Mexico, and Peru. And as a group, it's going to be in Spanish. We are going to go ahead and enlist galactic help from the spaceships that are hovering above the planet, because everybody knows this planet is on its way to exploding. We're going to ask for the help to stabilize these 3 countries one at a time. And tomorrow we'll be doing Colombia and 2 other countries. And every day we'll be doing 3 or 4 countries and get them aligned with galactic help. It's interesting, the link I wanted to give you, which I cannot give you. Actually, I can give it to you now. It's a very long article, and it's people with very wide lens, and they're looking at this eclipse on the 8th and talking about it as an incredible time in which the stuff that has kept us slaves collapses. That's what's happening. We just don't like the collapse. We don't want to be here, but we don't want the breakdown that's necessary for the transformation. And they're talking about that, but they talked about enlisting galactic help. And that is what we did in the chat last night. It was a lot of fun, having fun in 2024. It was a lot of fun. It was very effective. And when I read that today, I was very pleased. And there is a saying about me. It sounds better in Spanish. The crazy lady, she's not so crazy. So hopefully that will be the case. Give me a second and I will get you the link, because the perspective that, okay, I don't have it here. I should have it here. I will get it for you tomorrow, even though I would like for you to see it today, but I don't have it. Okay, I got it on X, and it's a group of astrologers, and they have a wide lens, and the information they give is compatible with what we're doing, enlisting galactic help, which actually I didn't know where it was from, but I can tell you today it's from the Pleiades. Now, did I ever think 3 weeks ago I would be talking this openly about these things? No. But we're in end times. There's no more time. There's no more time. What are we going to spoon feed it? We've been spoon fed enough. We'll feel like the rug is pulled out from under us, but the truth of the matter is, this has been talked about for over 5,000 years. What's the surprise? What is the surprise? So we will see you back here tomorrow. And again, what I diagnosed in 2001, which was September 20, 9 days after 9/11, didn't happen until 4 weeks later, when I did the same thing, except I didn't sketch it. This time I sketched it, but we still have perhaps the 4 to 6 weeks delay between what happens in the other dimensions, in the etheric dimension, and what we are going to suffer from on the physical. But we'll see. We'll see. The future's elastic and plastic. Maybe nothing will happen, but this is too big. This is too big. That nothing will happen, this is too big. And I'm going to now, before I start my other chat, which is at 8, I'm going to find out what's going on in New York. But I think there's something big in New York that's political. And I think I read that Donald Trump said that something big was going to happen today. And I think he's in New York, actually. So maybe the combination of those two and the people reacting to it with rage and anger, I don't know. Look it up. Okay. And join us. We will be here on X and also on YouTube and Facebook with the aligning those 3 countries with the Pleiades, who are there in spaceships that are going to help us. Oh, please, God, help me with my intention that my children not see this chat. We all have people we're afraid of. I'm afraid of my kids. Okay. Bye.